In 2016, Axopar started to be delivered into the United States. And since then, they have taken the adventure boating market by storm. You're starting to see them out on the water more. You're starting to hear about them, seeing them in articles, in videos. And Axopars have really defined this adventure boating market. They've also won multiple awards from Power Motorboats, European Boat of the Year awards, all these nice accolades, including the Customer Satisfaction Awards in the United States, which are the only European boat brand that has ever won that accolade before. So in this video, we're going to be unpacking on why. Why is Axopar taking the world by storm for the adventure boating market? And why have they delivered on their promise of adventure out on the water? So let's go on and have a look. So we say Axopar delivers on their promise. What is the promise of an Axopar? Axopars are first all about adventure. These are incredible adventure boats, and we'll get into what that means in a minute. They deliver on drivability, incredible running boats, and they deliver on a ton of value for your dollar. So let's start with adventure. So what does adventure boating mean exactly? Adventure boaters are really people that want to go places and do things on their boats. They want to do more with their boat. They don't want to just go fishing. They don't want to just go cruising. They don't want to just go day boating. They want to do it all. They want to bring their bikes on top of their roofs. They want to bring kayaks. They want to bring their paddle boards, and they want to go for adventure. They want to go to a place, irrespective of weather, in all seasons, and Axopar is a great tool to do that with. And some key features of an adventure boat is full walk around side decks. These side decks are key because you never know if you're going to be docking on the port side of the boat, the starboard side of the boat. You're going to be rafting up against people and do all these fun boating things of beaching and whatever you may be doing, and you need access on all sides of the boat. You also want to have a sliding door next to the helm. You want to make it easy to pop in and out. You might be adventuring with a bunch of buddies, you might be adventuring with your family, or you might be by yourself, but let's give the helmsman the power to run the boat themselves, because you never know who you're going to be with or what the circumstance is going to be. So the helmsman is empowered by the design of these adventure boats in order to handle the boat themselves so they can still go boating with whoever they want to go boating with. A good adventure boat needs a pilot house that handles all weather. So on a nice day, you can open up the doors, open up the roof, and feel like you're in a center console. But when the weather turns on you, or you get later into the season and it gets cold, you can close the doors and run the boat late into the season, dramatically extending the amount of time that you can enjoy this boat with. That is a mission critical piece of the puzzle for an adventure boat, is this pilot house. A good adventure boat also, you gotta be able to sleep on board. So you can pop this up here and you have got a great sleeping accommodation aft, and even on the 29, you even have a sleeping accommodation forward as well. Awesome situation for the tag-alongs, kids, dogs, other humans, if they want to come adventuring with you as well. Good adventure boat has roof racks where you can bring your extra gear with you. You can put a Thule rack full of gear. You can do bikes, you can do stand-up paddle boards, all that sort of extra equipment just to maximize your time out on the water. An adventure boat's got to have a good roof rack. Social spaces are also nice. You know, you get to a cool spot, you want to hang out, you can sit a bunch of people up and on the bow, al fresco dining, whatever it may be. It's nice to have a very comfortable place to lounge and hang out when you get to a beach or wherever you may be going on your adventure. Storage is also key. In the aft cabin, you can use that aft cabin space for bulk storage as well. In addition to down below here in the head space, you've got also great bulk storage. On the 37 Axopar, you also have these gull-wing doors where you can just toss a bunch of gear down in there. Throughout the range, Axopar is just delivering on great options for you as a boater to just get out there on the water, however that may look. Fishing, day boating, cruising, whatever you want to do, Axopars are ready to rock. So we've just hit on the adventure side of the Axopars. Now let's talk about their next promise of drivability. And Axopar is quick to ensure that their boats run properly in a trop in big offshore conditions. An Axopar is a dream to run when the weather gets rough. Now that is at the sacrifice of some volume. There is a sliding scale between interior volume and driving performance when it comes to boats. You cannot get both. You either can have a boat that's catered more towards interior volume, or you can have a boat that's more catered towards performance. And Axopar is on that performance scale at the sacrifice of some interior volume, which when you're adventure boating, you're going out later into the seasons, it's getting rougher. You need a boat that can handle the rough, and Axopars deliver excellently on that. Not only on the rough, but also on fuel burn. The boats are incredibly fuel efficient for their size and fun to drive. The best driving experience you can find is on an Axopar. The third promise of the Axopar is simplicity. There's something just so beautiful with a simple design, and sometimes the simple design is very complicated. But when you've created this wonderfully functional and simple boat, Axopar has looked at what people actually really need and use for their adventures. For 80–90% of the time, customers aren't using microwaves or generators or all these extra systems that people think that they might want for that one time. But Axopar is just trying to deliver a beautifully simple boat. The fun to trouble ratio of an Axopar is best in class because of its simplicity. You just don't see complicated buttons to drop down side decks or have things pop up and down and all that sort of stuff. All those complicated systems are out of an Axopar, just so the owners can focus on what they actually need and use to have a great time out on the water. And I think that's a big reason why Axopar has earned this customer satisfaction award, because the boats are just so fun and easy to use, and they deliver on that promise of simplicity. And the last deliverable is value. Axopar delivers an insane amount of value on their boats. Because they're shedding all these complicated systems and they're simplifying their boat, they're simplifying the design, they're making the boat efficient to put together, and the dealers are making it efficient to get the boats here and deliver to the customer. The value that you get out of an Axopar is insanely good. And that is another reason why customers just love these boats, is because while they may have owned bigger and fancier boats in the past, what they are getting, the amount of enjoyment that they're getting, the simplicity, the drivability, the adventure that they can have on these boats for what it's cost them is just an incredible amount of value. And that's another reason why an Axopar has won the Customer Satisfaction Award. I hope you enjoyed watching this video on why we think the Axopar has deserved this Customer Satisfaction Award. It is just such an incredible boat. If you have any questions about an Axopar, please do feel free to reach out to us using the information below this video. Have a great day and awesome adventures.